Welcome back to Let's Play Alan Wake Part 2. As you very well know, we have now found ourselves by a lodge that at first we did not know we actually had. However, as you will see, some strange things may still happen. Of course they already have happened, but that's besides the case. Let's go see. First I need to be reminding myself of the controls.
Alice? Honey?
The Deerfest guests have already started to arrive. Just ran into one on the ferry. A famous artist, no less, but we'll see if we can rope him into an interview later on. Now, let's go to the phones. Caller, you're on KBF-FM.
Hi, Pat. It's Rose.
Why, hello, Rose. What's on your mind?
I know who that famous artist was. It was Alan Wake, wasn't it? He's my favorite writer.
Well, Rose,
I just saw him at the diner. Oh, I am so excited he's here.
I'm sure he's glad to be here, too. Well, folks, I guess the secret's out. This is Pat Maine on KBF-FM, and now some music.
Great. So much for keeping a low profile. The old door had played a trick on me. Alice wouldn't have come out in the dark.
So as you can see, Alan Wake's pretty much a famous writer. And everyone in this town knows him, and he doesn't like being famous, so I don't blame him. Coming with fame comes a lot of people talking about you, and if you don't like how many people talk behind your back and praise you every 5 seconds, then yeah, it could get annoying. But yeah, let's continue, see what Alice is. Oh look, another coffee from us.
Alan, I'm upstairs. I have a surprise for you.
Well, hello there.
I'm not the surprise. It's in the study. Go take a look.
Okay.
Surprise!
Alice? What is this?
I guess I have a small confession to make. I thought maybe you could write here that a change of scenery would get you past...
Damn it, Alice, everyone keeps...
Hey, just hear me out. There's a local doctor, Dr. Hartman. I read a book of his. He has a private clinic here. He specializes in helping artists. Maybe...
So now you want to get me committed?
No, it's not like that. That's not... Alan? Alan?
Just don't! I don't want to hear it! God damn it, Alice! God damn it! I knew she wouldn't follow me in the dark. I needed some time alone to think things through. Damn it. Alice? Alice? Alice! The cabin had gone dark. All the lights were out.
Alan! Alan! Where are you? Help!
Alice, I'm coming! It's all right, I'm coming!
No!
What the hell?
Help me! Alan! No! Ah!
Alice? Alice? Oh no!
Keep going, Alan.
Waking up in the crashed car felt like I had woken from one nightmare and entered another. I couldn't remember how I got there. All I knew was that something terrible had happened to Alice. The phone was dead. I'd have to find help on foot. Among Alice's things was a book, The Creator's Dilemma, by a Dr. Emil Hartman. Seeing the book brought back my fight with Alice. I didn't like it, and I didn't like the guy's smug face on the cover either.
So if you're wondering what just happened, Alice supposedly got kidnapped, and Alan Wake finds himself waking up in a crashed car. Which, funny enough, is a car he was driving to this lodge anyway. So things are getting pretty strange here. First, the lights go off and you see that little ghostly figure between her and Alan. And then you see the lights suddenly go off and Alice being taken away by some type of creature or something. And as you all know, as you all really realize rather, Alice is afraid of the dark. She has some type of phobia that literally gets to her. Now, whether or not the cabin part was all him just being knocked out from the drive, or just a dream, is still to be figured out. But as you can tell, things are only going to get worse from here on out. So let's continue.
The gas station was my best bet. They'd have a phone I could use. It looked like a long hike through the forest to get there. Damn.
There goes the car. Then again, it was kind of hanging off the cliff.
Hello? Hello? Is someone there? The loose sheets of paper were pages from a manuscript entitled Departure. That was the name I planned to use for the next novel I had never gotten started. I was named the author. I hadn't written it. I couldn't remember writing it. In the scene on the page, the hero was attacked by an axe murderer in the woods at night. Departure by Alan Wake. The man turned to face me. His face was covered in shadows. It was hard to make him out in the darkness of the forest that surrounded us, but the axe he lifted was plain to see. It glistened with the blood of his victim. He grinned madly. The shadows were alive, distorting his features. It was a scene from a nightmare, but I was awake.
So as you can tell, there's missing pages from his manuscript, and some of which cannot be found unless you play on Nightmare difficulty, which is not unlocked until you beat the game. So basically, you won't be collecting all the manuscript pages on your first playthrough. But if you haven't realized this yet, the pages kind of foreshadow what's going to happen in the game. So like this axe murderer that he talked about is most likely going to show up at some time, either sometime soon or sometime later down the line. But as you can tell, I don't have to actually read them. Alan Wake reads them himself. But this game continues to get weirder, as you can tell that he wrote this story, and it's looking more and more like he is trapped inside his own story, ironically called Departure. I guess we'll continue seeing what this story will envelop, but from what I remember playing on 360, it's gonna get even weirder from here on out. Let's see if we can't find another coffee thermos on another page. Excuse me. Oh, there's the axe murderer.
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident.
The lights up ahead were a good sign. Maybe I wouldn't have to hike all the way down to the gas station to find a phone.
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident. Hey! Hey, you!
Phil!
There's been an accident. I need help. Listen, I need to...
Premium cabins for rent in...
Oh, hell.
Carl Stuckey. Pleased to meet you. Non-refundable reservation deposit required. Fair and square. And square. Carl Stuckey. Pleased to meet you. Premium.
Thermos. Manuscript page.
The Taken stood before me. It was impossible to focus on it, as if it stood in a blind spot caused by a brain tumor and eye disease. It was bleeding shadows like ink underwater, like a cloud of blood from a shark bite. I was terrified. I squeezed the flashlight like my life depended on it, willing it to stop coming any closer. Suddenly something gave, and the light seemed to shine brighter.
So that's also foreshadow that's coming up.
Balls! You to arrive. You lose. Shit. It's the latest thing.
I had to figure a way out of this. Any second now, and Stuckey would be knocking on the door with his axe like Nicholson in The Shining.
During your recommend trying walking, it's the latest thing. Incontestably proven health benefits let you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You can see the sights and keep those cholesterol levels down at the same time.
Yes!
Bright Falls Sheriff Station.
Hello? Hello?
That's not good.
This is bad.
That's not good. Ow.
There were more of them. My head pounded with the concussion. I'd never fired a gun outside a shooting range, and now I just killed someone. Or something. There were no bodies. They just disappeared. If I was dreaming, it felt real enough to make me sick.
So as you can tell, these arrows are telling me to go somewhere because there's something there. They literally had these little hidden areas.
Eerie hand-painted graffiti was revealed by my flashlight. Someone had hidden a chest of supplies.
So as you can tell, these arrows directly to a deposit of supplies that you can open and gather. In this case, I got a flare gun. It's kind of like the BFG in this game. Allows you to take out multiple hostiles with just one shot.
The dark forest was the last place I wanted to go, but I had no choice. I had to get to the gas station.
You can tell if I had to kick that, the electricity would have electrocuted me.
It's rabbit season.
Another manuscript page.
Rose knew she had been gushing, but right now, she didn't care. As far as she was concerned, her brief meeting with Alan Wake was literally the high point of her life. She watched as he got in the car with his wife. She was pretty, confident, at ease with Wake. Not like Rose. They were perfect for each other. She'd have given anything to be called their friend.
As you can tell, Rose is a bit creepy. Wants to stalk Alan Wake and wishes she could be friends with him. Kind of like any other groupie, to be honest. Let's just going to go underneath the electric wire. There we go. I can tell he's having flashbacks to
What the hell was that?
what happened to Alice. Or at least from what he thought happened to Alice.
When I saw the river below, something uncoiled itself inside my head. I realized that I'd have to find a way across. I didn't even want to look at the water.
And a manuscript page.
Stucky. Barry Wheeler was bouncing off the walls. He jumped on a plane after his calls were ignored by both Al and Alice for several days. It could mean that they were both on a second honeymoon, but Barry didn't buy it. Al had been way too unstable for that. Not sleeping, messed up. Barry had years of experience dealing with Alan Wake, and he couldn't ignore it.
So as you can
Something was
tell,
wrong.
Barry Wheeler is Alan Wake's agent when it comes to publishing his stories. And him, Al, and Alice are all good friends of Terry. Well, of course, Alice is Alan Wake's wife, but still. So he knew that when Alan Wake was being unstable and going away and not answering his phone, that something must have been wrong. And Barry was probably hoping that Alan Wake was just not wanting to talk to anyone, but he knew in the pit of his gut that something was going on with him that wasn't right.
He was still out there, in the dark, stalking me.
Yep, and stuck as axe murderers, as the game foreshadowed. Yeah, and most of this game is just one big giant advertisement for Energizer. It's pretty funny, but I guess it's tries to ground it in realism. Oh fuck. And I got a question. Oh fuck. Oh, it's the only reason. And I must dodge right into it. He saw him as Scott. I was dodged myself right into the river and died. That'd have been embarrassing. Okay, there's something over here. Up here. In this old cabin. The Taken are filled with
Taken. They're taken.
darkness. Okay, filled up my lithium batteries, so I don't have to worry about running out of batteries anytime soon. I don't really feel safe here. Obviously something's gonna have to happen.
The staircase was broken. I had to make my way up some other way.
It looks like we're back there for a collectible or something, I think. Okay, I'll reach the limit of that.
I couldn't stay here. There had to be a way to get up there. There was no power. There was bound to be a generator somewhere at the logging site.
Oh, coffee pharmacy over there. Oops. Ow. And there's a generator.
With all this forestry equipment around, there had to be something I could use to reach the top.
To be honest, you don't really need to put in barriers all that often, at least not right now. There's definitely something in there, so I'm gonna go get it.
With all this forestry equipment
Oh,
around,
shoddy.
there had to be something I could use to reach the top.
And a manuscript page.
I heard them before I saw them, swooping down from the sky and screeching as they came. I spun around just as the cloud was upon me. For an instant, I stared into 100 dead eyes, black pearls glittering in the darkness. I raised the flashlight and the swarm exploded like fireworks. Feathers burned, turned into ash. I couldn't hear my
So basically the shadows have taken over even the birds that inhabit Wake Falls and turn them against you. Pretty dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. What's up? Hopefully that'll do it. Got it. For that.
Well, I was just outside for a breath of fresh air, and what a night. I know most of you are probably in your beds by now, but if you're still up and around, take a moment. Step outside for a spell and breathe in deep. The weather is absolutely still. The sky is crystal clear. It's like the forest is quietly breathing along with you. As you listeners know, I'm a night owl, and it's on nights like this I wish I wasn't cooped up in the studio. Makes an old man like me wish I could just roam wild. But here I am, and who'd keep you company all night long if I weren't? It looks like I'm not the only one staying up late. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Pat, it's Maurice Horton.
Hello, Maurice. What are you up to?
Well, I was just taking Toby on his walkies.
Oh, isn't it beautiful out there?
Sure, but Pat, the reason I called is that Toby heard something rustling in the undergrowth and took off after it, and I couldn't find it.
Probably a rabbit.
Sure. Toby loves rabbits.
Well, sure.
Anyway, I figured that, if anyone runs into Toby, they could grab him. My number's on his collar.
And Toby's a friendly dog?
Oh, Toby loves people. Usually he comes back, but we were pretty far from home, and it sounds like he went pretty wild there. Great dog, but he's just too dumb for his own good.
Well, Maurice, it's out there now. Hope Toby comes home soon.
Yeah, thanks, Pat.
You have a good night now.
So you can tell Toby's now lost, and in this type of event, that's never a good thing. Okay, something over here. Must be in this little cabin. Or shed rather. Yep. More flare gun ammo. And a manuscript page.
At first, I kept finding the pages as if by accident. The book I couldn't remember was either a terrible and true prophecy or an act of creation that had rewritten the world. I began to hunt the pages feverishly, for they held the answer to the mystery. With it, I could save myself. With it, I could save Alice.
So as he is starting to believe, at least in this story, that either the book he written was a terrible thing that foretold a horrible series of events, or that he created an entire nightmare for everyone involved. Though, we still see if that holds true. Another coffee thermos.
The gas station was closer now, its light welcoming in the darkness.
Paul makes the best dogs in the state. Belly Burster is the best with no contest. Monster Dog is second best. The famous dog is third.
Stucky's really creepy. Oh, hello. Great, there's more of them out here. Manuscript page.
I stepped into the gas station's garage. It was dark and quiet. The place was a mess. It looked like someone trashed the place, or that there'd been some kind of fight. Light spilled into the room through an open door at the back, and I made my way toward it. Without any warning, I was blinded by a bright light. An old portable TV on the shelf had come alive by itself. Impossibly, I could see myself on the screen, talking like a madman.
So as you can tell, this story is going to get creepier and creepier. Especially after the TV thing that's going on. Also, speaking of TVs, there's also probably a series you can watch called Bright Falls. That's kind of like the Twilight Zone in this game. I guess we'll see it when we get to it. Anyway, that about does it for Let's Play Alan Wake Part 2. I hope you continue to enjoy this Let's Play, and let's see if my prediction of 8 to 10 hours holds true. And I hope you come back for Part 3, where we continue to go down the path to the gas station, and whatever lies in front of us. Thank you. Bye.